No, honestly, that is nonsense. Nonsense. All nonsense.
It's embarrassing. It's a disgrace.
Yeah, I'm really disappointed about that question, but you thought obviously it's good.
I enjoy every day of it. We're giving our supporters some joy and some belief and some hope.
You know, there's no law. There's no one's going to die.
Yeah, bin it, mate. Just bin the whole idea. Just forget about it.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a No Nonsense podcast. International break, but no break for us. I mean, there was a break for us. We didn't do an episode, but we're back. International break, and we're back. A victorious 0-0 draw against one-time world number ones, Belgium, Will. So that doesn't mean nothing.
The dark horse of every tournament in the last 15 years, it feels like. And we handily drew with them.
Yeah, since about 2014, everyone's been back them to win it. And once again, they failed to overcome their biggest test. John O'Shea-led Ireland.
Like we said, coming into this break, though, it was a case of, well, we'll see who's playing. And they were missing their star players, we'll say. Courtois, De Bruyne, Lukaku.
Yeah, well, Courtois was injured, so he wouldn't be anyways.
So that's true.
Don't take this away from me, Will. Don't be saying that Courtois where he'd play it, all right? Yeah, I mean, like we said before, it's kind of crunch time for international players at the top clubs. I think Lukaku's playing for Rome, and they're like very close to Champions League, the coveted fourth spot. The biggest prize in football, get into the Champions League. So he was never likely to be playing. De Bruyne as well. They have a big game against top of the table Arsenal this week. So. We've seen a few of this. I mean, Saka called up injured for England. There's a few people who are like, I'm feeling a bit tight, sore. What's the word I need to use here that you can print in the sun or whatever to say that I'm not playing?
I saw Martinez for United was called up to the Argentina squad. He trained for the week and then on the day of selection went, oh no, I can't play, lads. I actually need to go back to Manchester.
Yeah, well, he's been injured for the last how many months?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
So I think he got the go ahead to like, oh, you can go there. You're not playing a fucking second of football though, mate.
Yeah. There was a few players in that boat. So, but look, there's been times where we could have played any team, any time and lost. So
that's true.
If the new manager bounce means a 0-0 draw, then I'll take
it. Yeah. Where does not that arsed and injury in Belgium compare to the likes of an Azerbaijan first team
or a Luxembourg team that we lost in the qualifying?
Exactly. Yeah.
It
must still be better.
I'd say it's at least the same. It's at least the same kind of opposition. We were talking last week about Jose Bene couldn't fire us to a 1-0 lead in this game.
He gave it a good go though.
He had a few. He probably had the best chances, I'd say. Did he?
Smodek took a few chances, but they were never likely to go in. But he did well to get a shot off a few times, which is more than we can say for a lot of times.
I'd be worried if he wasn't getting chances, Will. Yeah. Oh, God. The worst team in the world. It's always going to be tough to try and pick the highlights of this game, but of course it ends 0-0 on an international break. We'd be like, of course, 0-0
in a friendly.
Fantastic.
Okay, we've got an hour to cover.
I suppose the biggest story is, no one's expecting us to okay, finally now we can start winning games once you got that joker Stephen Kenny out. It's more kind of right, do we have a decent manager in to maybe in the future get some good football on the go? Yeah. What do you make of John O'Shea?
I like him so far. I don't know, Belgium did have chances, but Ireland felt a lot more cohesive, like a solid actual, like there was some kind of plan in place that seemed to be working slightly. Again, we didn't score, so I don't know how much it really means, but I don't know, it didn't seem like we were giving the ball away every 5 seconds, or we weren't trying to do anything that we can't do. Do you know what I mean?
Good to see Robbie Ray back as well.
Yeah.
Didn't know he was still fit or playing, to be honest. Haven't seen him in ages, it feels like.
Yeah, because was it Brady or Long who had the falling out with Kenny, where he gave one of their jersey numbers away without consulting them?
I think it might be in Long. Long. But some of those players, like the falling out, they're like in their mid to late 30s anyway. So maybe it was corners at the end. But Brady, I don't know if he had a fall now, but convert to a left back. You see a lot. And then Coleman on the other side in place of Doherty. Yeah, it's kind of an age. It's still a bit of an old backline to start. But look, John Shea wasn't going to change everything in the first week of getting the job, you know.
Yeah.
But is it the first of many weeks in the job?
If you ask him, it seems like it's what he wants anyway, and he's really every chance he gets, he's staking his claim and putting it out there. He's manifested it into the universe that, hey, I would love to be manager for Ireland. In fact, it's the biggest dream of my entire life.
Yeah, we have the theory that there's no one else anyways. So, and
yes,
I said for this, a loss and a draw is all we'll take. I'm like, yeah, he's proven his worth here. So he's already got one ticked off, one draw, lose Switzerland, and the job is as good as yours, John.
Exactly. I have some quotes from him today. So O'Shea was asked, is he ready to stand aside as Ireland boss? And he said, and it's in quotes here, I don't want to go. Asked if he was okay with stepping aside, O'Shea confessed, I wouldn't really be okay with it, no. Instantly, he added, my full focus is on the 2 games, but ultimately, when you get a taste of it and you enjoy it, why wouldn't you want more of it? I know in my head what I signed up for at the start, and whatever happens after the Switzerland game will happen. So, yeah, it was then. He went on more. You would think...
That's enough, I get it.
He doubled down. He kept going. So the follow-up question was, if they have someone lined up in the wings, if something were to happen in contract talks, how would you feel about that? He said, look, it's ifs, buts, and maybes. I'll bat it back to 2 games. I've enjoyed it. But I'd really like to talk about things afterwards.
Yeah, it's reminding me of that scene in Lord of the Rings where he's meant to throw the ring in the fire and he just goes, no. Do it.
Why should I give it away?
Serve it. Yeah. What do you think how he dressed, actually, Will? Did he look sharp enough as Ireland manager?
Look, this guy was dressed for an interview. He's styling.
I don't know. I look like he dressed as someone who like heard of how you should dress as an interview. Like the zip up. I'm not sure if the zip up was working for him.
Zip up and suit jacket.
Suit jacket, zip up looked kind of Middle Eastern maybe. Looked like kind of, I don't know, Azerbaijani maybe. Maybe he's playing into that kind of managers who've beaten us in the past kind of a vibe,
He looked like he was dressed to have the camera pan over to him and for him to be squatting down like Pep, stressfully watching on.
Like he's looking through his wardrobe and he was like, where are my turtlenecks? Like, John, you've never owned a turtleneck in your life. It's like, you have this black zip up. Like, yeah, all right, that'll do. Come on, I gotta go.
Christ, they'll never hire me.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for the John O'Shea era, which is definitely going to happen.
100%.
Because there's been no leaks or word of any of this secret manager. I haven't heard a peep out of that, which, given the FAI's history, nothing is airtight. So that would have definitely come out by now.
And this is the thing as well, where they're saying like, they just have contractual obligations, we'll get them in April. This is the last set of international games. So it's like, are there contractual obligations to manage 2 friendlies? They'd just get rid of them if that was your manager. You'd be like, all right, fuck off then. We'll just have an interim for these 2, like we're doing.
Well, maybe it's a club manager.
Maybe. But like in April.
Well, you see it a lot, like when someone is leaving at the end of the season. Like, it's not the worst thing in the world to say, listen, this is, like, I mean, obviously Klopp is given the word. It's almost better for the fans to know, the dream is over after this season, or thank God he's leaving after this season, whatever it is, because if they're calling for him to go or whatever the case is. But it's very rare that, like, last day of the season, everyone's like, all right, the last home fixture, you're mid-table or you're staying up or whatever the case is. And you go, I just want to say I'm leaving now. And then the very next day you sign for someone else. Like, whoa, this came out completely from the blue. Like, there's always words, always leaked. So the fact there's been no kind of information coming out, I've no idea who this mystery manager could be. But I don't know. I think it's going to be John O'Shea, to be honest.
I think so too, yeah. And he seems kind of well-liked. He's got the, he doesn't have the manager experience, but he's got the pedigree of, hey, this guy played in the Premier League. He knows what he's at.
This guy nutmeg Figo. Should I bring up the clip? Yeah. No, we've seen the clip 100 million times.
What about the chip against Arsenal?
Yeah, it's easy to be liked in your first game where we don't lose, crucially, and the bar's very low, and you are a great player for, a well-sported Irish team in United. and Ireland as well. So like he has all the good things behind him. It's when you start playing and losing games badly, that's when people start to hate you, you know?
Exactly, yeah.
So yeah, he's likable now. But give it 6 months in the Ireland job and we'll see how liked he is.
Yeah, and we've seen it in the past where, like, again, a 0-0 against Belgium, pretty good result in the grand scheme of things. Now, if you get 5 0-0s in a row, get out of here. We're sick of that.
Yeah, you have to either be winning or be attractive. You know, ideally both, but you know, very few countries in the world have that. So, yeah, look, it wasn't the only game that finished 0-0. Switzerland, our next opponent, also finished 0-0 in their international friendly. So it could be a case where we lose, or not lose, we play the next game, that's also 0-0. I'm not sure what that would mean. That would,
yeah. Then that's too obvious. Then there's something up. Then it is a case of like, okay, how much of you are actually trying out there on both sides?
yeah, like, and that would probably be the weakest case for an interim manager to get a job ever. If the first two games, no goals conceded or scored, but you know, I think he's done enough to prove that he hasn't shown that he could score.
He's literally done nothing.
Hasn't conceded, but hasn't scored. So it's like a net kind of gain, I guess. I don't know. 2 points in friendlies. I don't know. Yeah, that Denmark, Switzerland finished 0-0. We finished 0-0. England played Brazil in a friendly. This was a very good England side, not an amazing Brazil side, I feel. That's probably the best way to describe it. And of course, it ended with Brazil winning 1-0. They played Watkins up front. Kane, I think, was injured, or I think he is injured now or something like that.
Yeah, he might have a case of need to play for rest of season-itis.
Yeah, 10 points adrift of the league we haven't lost in 11 years. Itis, I think, is the Latin term for it. There's like he's like first name on the team sheet, really. Yeah. There's not like probably him, Bellingham, and maybe John Stone's probably the first. Maybe Walker's LD Fair as well. I know that the Trent Alexander thing, but you know, there's a few players that don't need to worry about it. Saka also was probably one of the first few names on that team sheet. He didn't go for England, so Foden got the play on the left, and was terrible. Yes. Didn't have a touch in the opposition box. A stat I kept seeing going around. I don't know. I think it was a big game for him to show that he's better than Saka in that position, but I don't think he is. I was talking this about the Champions League, that what Saka does is it's very predictable and it's very hard to stop. Just because you know what's going to happen doesn't mean you can stop it. You know, whereas Foden is like, I'll go here and you go there, and then he's playing with Conor Gallagher. It's like it's not gonna work, you know. Saka can get the ball and run by players, which is great in trash football. It's fantastic.
It was an interesting one because, like you said, it wasn't the greatest Brazil squad, but I did see a lot of people talking about how, you know, back in the day it'd be the stars of Barcelona and Madrid and all these teams. Like you'd have Ronaldinho, Ronaldo, Rivaldo, and now it is a squad of lads who play for like West Ham and Newcastle, which is nothing to do with them being bad players or anything. It's just that is the change in money in the game now.
Yeah, like
Paqueta would have a much better career at West Ham in 8 every year in the Premier League.
Yeah, like there was a time where, like, I don't know what choices Paqueta had, but if it had come down to choice between West Ham and say Roma, which was like a classic Brazil spot to land, no chance like that Roma can compete with those kind of wages. Like, so I mean, yeah, Paqueta and Gibiera. Well, the Newcastle one is obviously a
different thing,
a complete outlier because they just got taken over by a nation state. So it's like, that's very different. But yeah, I mean, obviously, they still have Vinicius and Rafinha on the wings, which are Real Madrid, Barcelona. They still have some kind of pull on these Brazilians. But yeah, it was an all right team. I don't think they weren't playing their full squad either. It was yeah, kind of a strange one because it was like, say, the end of the season. So everyone's like, well, maybe it'd be a good chance for me to play and get in the team. Like I mentioned there, Foden, I think he is like probably on the bench now after that. Yeah. I think he's like, he's not going to start for that England side because, you know, he didn't do very well against Brazil. But one person, that did have an impact on the game, Endrick.
This guy has been chosen, it seems, as this is the guy in football now. This is the new guy.
An industry plant.
Yeah, you saw that coming around of like we had talked about before, where every photo it's like it's filtered to make him look more like Pele.
Yeah. Yeah, 17-year-old wonder kid from Brazil was actually a breakaway chance for Brazil, which I keep seeing, Will. Started by Kobe Mano, came on, immediately lost the game for England. It's funny because, like, depending on your newsfeed or your algorithm,
Yeah.
it'll like, this kid is different because he did like a turn at one stage and then it's like he lost the ball immediately, overrated. It's like, do you know what? This is what we were saying about Evan Ferguson. It's like, don't go anywhere. Like, it's not worth this to be good at 18 at a big club because this is the kind of like highs and lows.
Yeah.
It's like overrated are the truth. It's like, there's a bit in the middle where he's good and getting better without having to be the finished article at 18.
This is one of the first times in my life where I've seen, honest to God, I saw Kobe Mainu Welcome to England Skills and Tricks compilation and also a fail comp of the same game.
Yeah, it's getting to the fever pitch with the Kobe Mainu stuff. But yeah, he honestly, I think the ball was left a bit short. He tried to kind of let it roll into him, and maybe it was Vinicius you got to it. But anyways, end up with Vinicius taking a shot, being saved by Pickford, and then Endrick was on hand to tap it in. He had another chance when England was okay, right, let's try and get a draw here. He really should have scored. And that's the kind of one when you score the kind of tap in, then your confidence is high. I thought, I don't know, I'm not convinced on Endrick yet, Will. I think he's a fraud. And my Endrick fail comp will be up after this podcast goes up. I'll post that on Instagram, my Endrick fail comp. Yeah, I wonder, is it the same thing at Real Madrid? Do you get fail comped every week at Real Madrid? If
for
you're
sure.
very good.
I'd say at Real Madrid, it's your own fans doing the fail comps as well as the skills and tricks. They go game by game.
Yeah, but the soundtrack is always whistling in the background of the fail comps. It's just intense whistling.
It was funny because Endrick did a press conference after the game, and he had two amazing quotes which showed his unique mindset of a 17-year-old footballer, which one of them was very funny as well because, like we said, he's getting all these comparisons to like old Brazilian stars, and people are like, it's Pele reincarnated and things like that. But he seems to have passed on some memories to him as well, because he said, a guy who was an idol here is Bobby Charlton, playing in the stadium that Bobby played, scoring on the day Ronaldo debuted. These are very important memories for me. And a lot of people were saying, how the hell do you know who Bobby Charlton is?
Even how do you know who Ronaldo is? I mean,
He's 17.
17.
He was born in 2007.
I don't know. I thought it was fake, to be honest. I thought it was like an obviously joke bit where he was talking about Bobby Charlton. Well, no, like nobody pre-19, like, you know, like you would have to remember, like, I don't know. Sorry, I got a bit frazzled there just trying to think of years. But I mean, Bobby Charlton.
It's mad.
I saw a take the other day, and I'm not sure I disagree with it, to be honest. It's like, you know, when you go, oh, like Bellingham is one of the best players I've ever seen, and then someone goes, oh, what about Rivaldo? It's like, well, did you see Rivaldo play, or have you just heard from the people that Rivaldo's good?
Yeah.
You know, and again, not saying that he was, but like it's hard to compare players that you didn't actually see week in, week out play, or even the Champions League. It's like we can all watch the clips and stuff, and like I say, you can watch a fail comp and a highlights from the same game now. Like you can always have edited clips to make things look better. So it's always hard to compare things. But like Bobby Charlton, I thought that's a joke. It's clearly a joke because he's so young that he remember Bobby Charlton. But maybe he is an industry plant. Maybe he's getting fed these memories by his team. You know,
similar to that. You know, how much do you really know Bobby Charlton? And people bringing up old players like, oh, I can't compare it to this guy. Have you seen the new trend knocking around on TikTok of people bringing up clips from 90s NBA games where like Jordan is just it's all of the people defending.
We done with
against
the 80s. We done with the 90s. Yeah, that's been trending for a while. We done with the 90s, 80s, 2000s.
But yeah, like I said, it was funny because he had two quotes, and so he had that one, which makes me think, what the head this young lad has on his shoulders to like be so professional that he's thinking of Bobby, like he's watching Bobby Charlton in his downtime, you know, to learn and things like that. Such a student of the game. But then his next quote, he said, my family is here, my girlfriend, my agents. I'm not much of a crier. I'm holding myself, but this is something unique and I'm happy. And then he added, I played in a career mode in FIFA in this stadium and I scored the first game in that also. That's what came to mind.
That is what a 17-year-old say.
That's more like it. That's what he's actually thinking.
Now, maybe he's a student of the game and he's like obsessed with Bobby Charlton. I mean, there's lots of people who've been obsessed with historical figures that they never knew or never even in the same 100-year period. But just, I think that thing of like, my heroes in football, probably Gerd Muller.
Yeah.
I know it's a bit of an out there choice,
Lev
but I just think he. Yeah, Jimmy Greaves. I mean, people know about Harry Kane, but Jimmy Greaves, it's like if you didn't see him play, like how are they inspiration to you? Like if you're looking up clips on YouTube, I maybe the more or less change will, but I feel like it's like with movies. You see actors and they always have their favorite movies. And like different age actors will have ones from the 60s and 70s, and the other ones will have like 80s, 90s films of that. It's like, is that like probably the first film they grew up thinking, oh, I want to do that?
Yeah.
And I think like footballers are the same thing. It's like, you watch someone on TV, or you go to the match and you see someone live, you go, oh my God, like that changed my life. At that point on, I realized I wanted to do that. So like, if the first football inspiration you saw was a tablet put in front of Endrick's face. Like, this is Bobby Charlton. It's like, whoa, this guy's insane. It's like, wait till we get to the 70s, then you'll see some real ballers. Like there's no way he started there. So
No.
Yeah, I don't know. That seems like a marketing thing that someone said to him, and then he let slip. Also, I played FIFA career mode here, and I also scored that. So this is kind of like a full circle moment.
Yeah, that's what he was thinking when he was coming in for the rebound. This is just like my FIFA career.
Yeah, a real full circle moment there for 17. Well, that makes sense,
It was funny because there were some stories from the England side as well coming into the game. I'm not sure if Declan Rice was captain for this game or he's captain for the next game, but I think it was because Kane was out and also Henderson's not around.
Oh yeah, he was called up, but he went back. He's injured as well.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So now it's third in line for the crown, Declan Rice.
And one of Declan Rice's first tasks was he said that he was he'd been speaking to his Arsenal teammate Ben White to try and convince him to put the England jersey on one more time. Come back, it's the best international team in the world, Declan Rice said.
Yeah.
Which is very irritating for any Ireland fans, seeing a lot of talk of him getting his 50th cap as well when it was actually his 53rd international cap. They don't exist anymore even.
50th England cap, I suppose. 50 caps, it seems like only yesterday he was
playing for
on
us.
that green jersey. Yeah. Well, let me ask you this, Will. Just on that, before sorry to interrupt you there, but will you be wearing an England jersey this summer?
Would I be wearing an England jersey this summer for why?
Will you be wearing an England jersey this summer?
Why? I don't think so.
Yes or no? They've gone too woke. I know it.
yeah, they've lost me.
Because the cross. You're not going to wear it because of the cross.
Yeah, some things you can't
Yeah.
touch. You're not allowed to do that.
Fair enough, Will. I just want to clear it up. That's another one. Go woke, go broke.
Yeah.
What is that even? What is like the purple cross for?
So I think it was Nike have just did like, it's the cross, but also it's kind of like, it's inclusive, it's we love everybody. It's funny as well because it's not the actual LGBT colors. It's just multicolored because they probably themselves before they did it go, well, don't do LGBT. People won't buy it if we do that. People don't like that now. So they did like this kind of half and half, don't appease anyone thing. And it's, I don't know, it set off the usual talking heads who don't like this type of thing.
Yeah, I saw there was a clip going around of Harry Elliott.
Yeah.
Playing with under 21s and the collar up to hide the cross, maybe.
Allegedly so.
Like, allegedly. I don't know if that's what his motivations were. Maybe just thought it looked cool that way with the collar up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, one of those things now, you're just so tired of that kind of stuff. I was like, oh, wait, what is this? Purple cross? What does purple mean? And then it's like, oh, this is bad. I'm like, oh man, who cares? Like, genuinely, who cares about this?
It's a design on Nike's new £120 jersey. There's bigger fish to fry, lads. That's not the problem with this jersey. It's the non-stop consumerism that's consuming football is the issue.
Yeah, don't Nike still have sweatshops? Is this not? I'm pretty sure that's the thing.
100%.
Maybe not. Change the cross back.
I'm not spending a penny until they change the cross back, and then I'll buy all 3 kits.
But then there's people who are like, well, I'll buy an England jersey, which I've never bought before, to stand up for these people. It's like, it's a trick,
Nike win.
I know all the tricks.
Yeah, Nike win no
either
matter
way.
what. The cross issue, Ben White being AWOL, those weren't the only things on Declan Rice's mind. He was also asked, how is it What's it like being in the dressing room with all these, Premier League rivals, essentially? Back in the day, that's what killed the England squad, everyone says.
Oh, yeah.
But it seems different now. Everyone's kind of friendly. But Declan Rice revealed that he was speaking to John Stones, who are obviously playing Arsenal this weekend. He said he was talking to John Stones. He said, look, he likes to take it one game at a time. I said to him, big game next. And John said, why, who are you playing? And I said, we've got you lot. He laughed and said, oh yeah.
Yeah, well, you never know how he said it. Maybe I think Declan Rice could be quite gullible. I feel like he could wind Declan Rice up very easily.
Yeah.
He could probably pull the wool over his eyes where he's like, oh, who are we playing? What do you mean who are we playing? We're playing you next. Don't you look at the fixtures? It's like, oh. Yeah, I don't know. Apparently John Stones loves a drink.
Really? Well, it does seem like good crack. Any video you see him, all the videos of him dancing and doing the Jamaican accent and stuff.
Yeah, Kyle Walker that slipped on Rio 5 podcast. He said, who do you think likes to drink, but you wouldn't know likes to drink? And then he's like, John Stones loves this. Yeah, I play loves this. That's this weekend, isn't it?
I believe
the City Arsenal game. Premier League makes a glorious return.
That is on Sunday, the 31st of March. Yeah.
Well, we had more Premier League people, I guess. We're a family here. These are our Premier League people playing in the old derby, the oldest derby, France-Germany. They had a game. I don't know if you've seen those graphics going around recently of like A, B, and C teams for like some of the stronger countries like France, Germany, Brazil. French team, the depth is crazy. Maybe not in terms of players playing well at the moment, but the talent alone is like, it's just frightening if they could get them all on the pitch at one time. They were playing Germany, who also had a strong looking team out. Now, a few players out of position, but they had, I don't know what the return is in German, but it was the return of Toni Kroos, who had retired, stepped away from international football after Euro 2020.
Yeah, after one mess too many for him to deal with.
Yeah, I guess it was just like they obviously won the World Cup in 2014. Didn't get to another final after that, 2016 or 2018. And then 2020 they went out to England in pretty kind of poor form, really. Wasn't, they looked like kind of, okay, maybe it's time to freshen things up. He thought maybe it's done. Maybe we've achieved the best of what we're going to achieve. But fast forward a couple of years, 3 years, and Toni Kroos is by far and away the best midfielder in Germany. So I guess he's being convinced to come back by Julian Nagelsmann. And 7 seconds into the game, Toni Kroos picks up the ball.
That's right, 7.
7.5 seconds into the game, sprays the ball to Bayer Leverkusen's Florian Wirtz, and he scores an absolute screamer.
Yeah, lashed it in.
And France made a lot of substitutions. Again, Mbappe, Dembele, Thuram, the PSG are all in the Champions League as well. You'd wonder how really interested they are. They didn't score, and who else scored in that game?
Big Kai
that
Havertz.
Guy Havertz.
That guy never can't stop
That
scoring.
Guy Havertz can't stop scoring this year. He's scoring in big games against the best teams in the world. I mean, I don't know. He's doing it, Will. He's really doing it. How far do you think Germany can go in this competition?
I don't know. Yeah, because it's the last few tournaments now where going in, everyone's like, yeah, I know Germany are going bad now, but they're Germany. They'll turn it around.
It's Germany. Yeah.
But so I don't know. I don't know if this is a false dawn for Germany, or is this a sign of they've gotten things back on track. As well, it's kind of tough to take anything from this game because when you score after 7 seconds, you have to think the other team, who, again, it is a big game. You're playing Germany, but it's a friendly. You go a goal down, I'd say you're immediately like, fuck this. I'm not chasing the ball for the next 90 minutes. You know what I mean? It must get in your head that, you need to immediately turn this result around. And the only way you're going to do that is with a big effort. And also, if you do a big effort here, you're probably fucked for the rest of the season. This is your break.
You could get injured in a meaningless game. That's always the fear. I'd love to see a study of opening seconds goals in competitive games versus friendlies and see, who wins and who loses. Because I think we've always scored too early in games. We could score in the 30th minute. So if you scored the first 7 seconds, now the other team's like, okay, right, we need to get back on level terms as quickly as possible here, and then they might go on to win 2-1. But yeah, in a game like this, it's like, oh God, that was an unbelievable goal.
I wonder, is this the first goal in international football history where the keeper did not move yet? Because the keeper was stood still when the ball went in. I wonder, was he stood still for the whole 7 seconds?
He didn't even dive, yeah. And then probably someone else got the ball out the net and he's still standing as they tip off. He's like, oh, man. This is tough for to go back from. This wasn't Mike Magnan. This was Samba. I'd say Mike Magnan was probably the happiest French person in the stadium, to be honest. Yeah. Because that could have been him. Yeah. Or he just left standing, ball flies. Because anybody who's seen the goal, that unbelievable
ridiculous
finish. No one could have saved it. But when it's the sub keeper coming in, you're like, well, that's my spot secured for the Euros.
That's never happened to me.
Yeah, and then he did another goal. It's like, yeah, okay, that's signed, sealed, and delivered. Mike Magnan is number one. No questions asked.
Because it's funny as well, like you're saying that, if you can score too early, and the reason for that is normally you get a goal, you go, right, let's hold on to what we have, lads, everyone back, and let's defend like our lives depend on it, which eventually you can't do all game, you lose focus. Whereas in a friendly like this, you score, you go, let's try to get another one, lads. Let's just keep playing as normal. So the game just goes on as normal. You can get another one then in the second half.
Yeah, and a friendly like this against a good team, the whole point was to test things out, see how players react, see how players do. So it's like, well, I guess we'll continue doing that, but we're just a goal up immediately. So that's a nice little coach.
We're even more relaxed now.
Yeah. Yeah, but I just look at their team there. The attack is looking good. They got Gundogan behind Havertz and have Witz for Leverkusen, and he scored that goal, and Musiala as well. It's a pretty decent forward line. Assuming that Havertz continues on as good form from Arsenal, no call for Timo Werner this time. Not looking good for him. I think he's been getting assists and kind of the fourth goal in games for Spurs, but I think maybe his time is probably done for Germany, unfortunately for him.
He needs a different loan move, which is never a good way to be.
He needs 10 goals in 10 games. That's what he needs.
Yeah.
And even then, it's like, all right, maybe the last seat that's playing team, but we know what you're like, so we're not getting our hopes up.
You haven't fooled us.
Yeah. But yeah, it's I look at the odds there. England 3-1, France 4-1, Germany 6-1. I don't know. I'm not convinced by any of them right now.
No,
I'm not sure France know what their best team is. I don't know if they have a good enough striker. I mean, Drew must be 40 now, is he?
I'll tell you how old Giroud is because I saw it yesterday. He is now linked with and looks like he's going to the MLS.
Oh, okay. He's at that point of his career.
So yeah, and apparently he's had offers from other leagues, but the MLS is the most attractive option for him, according to Fabrizio Romano, which means it comes directly from Giroud's agent.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, everyone's saying England, France, but England are doing the thing now where they're really hyping themselves up, saying we're going to win this. How do we not win this? Look at this team. Look how good we are. This team beats France is another thing you see. So I think there's look at France, beat France, and you haven't won. But maybe Germany and even Spain could be sleepers. I don't know. I look forward to it. It'll be exciting this summer to see the Euros. A few days later, we'll be covering all that, of course, on for the ultras only over on the Patreon. You got to follow that to get all the Euro updates this summer.
Yeah, it'll probably go like 3 games main episode, next 3 games, and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth.
Yeah, these international tournaments go. It's all the time during the week, during work hours. So obviously no one watches it. Wink, wink. But we'll cover it all, and we'll love to see you over there. For now, Will, what do we have to do now? Anything planned?
This is a real. We try. You know us. We like to try new things over the last few months. Some of them have done well. Some of them we've done and never spoken about again. I have a feeling this might slip into that camp, or it could be a sleeper hit. We've got a game lined up. This is the issue with the game, though. It's quite visual. This is an audio only podcast. So we're gonna see how it works. But we have our own Guess Who board done up. It'll be up. We'll have the link to the Guess Who board in the description if you'd like to play along.
Yeah. Should we pause? Let them bring it up?
Yeah, you go for that now. We'll wait here for you.
We wait here for a couple of seconds. It's in the link. Just come out with the player there, down the bottom there.
It'll be in the description.
It's in the description there. Do you see it there now? Do you have it?
See it up? You have it up?
Good.
All right.
Okay. Right.
For those of you who were driving, I'll name out the people on the guest room.
Oh, they can't link this to us.
So we have. I'll fly through them quickly. So you have a rough idea who we're choosing from. James Milner, Eden Hazard, Richarlison, Timo Werner, Frank Lampard, Jose Mourinho, Pogba, Daniel Sturridge, Sean Dyche, Graham Souness, Jermaine Genius, Roy Keane, Neymar, Kevin De Bruyne, Sam Allardyce, Darwin Núñez, Gary Neville, Jack Grealish, Harry Kane, Jamie Vardy, Kylian Mbappe, Anthony, Lukaku, and Roy Hodgson.
You got all that, folks? You got all that written down?
Choose now.
Let me introduce you to the room. You got all that? Okay. Who sapsized Sean Dyche? There's two Nevilles. That's Gary.
It was like doing. Remember the Zinedine Zidane song?
Yeah. So we can put that to music.
Iniesta, Drogba, Hazard, Tevez, Schweinsteiger.
So there's some ground rules to the game. You know how Guess Who works. You say things like, does he wear glasses? Does he have hair? Is it a man or woman? It's quite boring, usually. So this is subjective questions only. So no facts here. And
this is more of a game of stereotypes rather than anything else.
Like, do you feel like questions, essentially?
Yeah. Okay. Well, give me a sec here. I'll pick somebody, and I'll let you pick one as well. Okay, I got mine picked.
Right. I'll take my headphones out if you want to say who you've picked.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And if you want to play along at home, take your headphones out for 5 seconds.
Starting now, okay? I have picked Sam Allardyce.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay.
So you take your headphones out now.
I gave you a thumbs up there. I'm not sure how the listeners are going to get back in, but
they're driving in silence now.
What a weird end to the show. Okay, I'll take out my earphones and you count to 5 seconds. Go.
Yeah. Graham Souness.
5, and I'm back.
Yeah, we're back. So there's our picks.
Okay, I forgot who I picked there for a second, but I remembered it just in time. I'm back. Okay, you wanna go first?
So I'll go first. And again, as it's audio only, we're gonna have to say who we're scratching out as we go.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Yeah, so the player at home can play along. All right, so first question. Do you think that this player would be annoying at an after party? So like in a kitchen after a night out?
Yeah, I'd say he could be actually, yeah.
Okay. So he could be. So I'm going to get rid of everyone who I think would not be annoying at an after party.
This is bad already. I feel like is he annoying? Oh, I don't know. Okay.
Also, I need to work out how I'm going to scratch them out.
I'm literally opening
MS Paint is what I've done.
Yeah.
Okay. Timo Werner, you're out. Richarlison would wreck your head. Eden Hazard, I could see being annoying. Milner, no, you're out. Lampard, he could be annoying. Mourinho, yes. Keane, yes. Drees, yes. Gary Neville will be annoying. Grealish could wreck your head. Roy Hodgson would not be annoying at an after party. Harry Kane would not. He'd be too dull. Okay.
This is really subjective. Okay. Would this player let you down in a big game?
Ooh. I don't think so.
Okay. They won't let you down in a big game. All right. Well, I'm taking out Paul Pogba. I think he's out. I'm taking out Daniel Sturridge as well. I've seen it. He's out. I'm taking out Timo Werner too. He can let you down any day of the week, twice on Sunday.
Any game, yeah.
Richarlison as well. I think he's out too, you know. Lukaku for sure is out.
For sure.
We've seen that one. And would see Champions League final last year for more details on that one. Anthony, you're out as well. Jermaine Genius, you're also out. He'd let you down in a big pundit moment, which we did see. Unfair to ask him questions about, stuff. Graham Souness, no, he was a baller, to be fair to him. Yeah, I think that's all I'll take out from that one from now, yeah.
Okay. Do you think your guy has regrets over how his career has gone or went?
Yes, definitely.
Oh, that's surely getting rid of people. Okay. Who has regrets? Or who doesn't have regrets?
Yeah, who doesn't have regrets is easier.
Lampard, I don't think so. Maybe managerial, but I don't think in the grand scheme of things. Jose, no regrets ever. Pogba, for sure. Sturridge, Sturridge, injured a lot.
Sturridge played at City, Liverpool and Chelsea. It's crazy
That's
career that. He's exactly like Sterling, really, in reverse.
Yeah, he could have I don't know. Yeah, you know what? Sturridge is gone. Keane, no regrets. He probably should have some. I don't think he does.
It's not in his vocabulary, the word regret, no.
No. Neymar. I think Neymar has some regrets. Although he does come across like a bit of a narcissist. I don't know if he was.
This is all very, very subjective.
Very subjective. De Bruyne, no regrets. Allardyce, I wouldn't say regrets. Darren Núñez, no. Neville, no regrets. Grealish, no regrets.
You don't think Allardyce's one game in charge of England and then a sting operation is a regret of his?
I'd forgotten about the pint of wine. Do you know what? He's getting vexed out here.
No, this person has regrets over their career. You're taking out the people who don't have regrets.
Oh
yes.
no!
Yeah, I was thinking that when you're. Yeah.
I did the Guess Who thing, right?
The Guess Who, yeah. He does have a mustache. Yeah.
Let me quickly go back. Oh no! And Lukaku. I don't think Lukaku has any regrets.
Oh really?
I think in his brain it's been other people's fault, not his.
He probably should, but he's one of those should but doesn't kind of
exactly. Yeah. All right. Smooth. That went so easily.
You think Roy Hodgson has regrets or doesn't have regrets?
No, I don't think he has any regrets.
Yeah, he probably should regret that all-white team of South Africa he managed during apartheid. Remember that?
Yeah. But his career is so long that he's probably forgotten the regrets at this stage.
Too many regrets to remember at this point,
Yeah. All right, here we go.
We're getting down to the nitty-gritty now with this one.
Yeah.
Has this person ever had a faux pas in the media? A big kind of, shouldn't have said that, and a kind of a firestorm?
Yeah, I'd say he's had a faux pas. He's probably had one or two faux pas, but one definite faux pas I can think of.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to say Milner has not had any faux pas that I remember.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Frank Lampard has definitely had a faux pas. Jose Mourinho has definitely ruffled some fellas. If I speak, I'm in trouble. I mean, he's the king of them. Daishi maybe has some private opinions, but I've never heard them vocalize in terms of, he's in trouble now. He's got to walk for this,
He's hit them well, if anything.
Graham Souness definitely has. I remember that one. Men versus boys or whatever, that one.
Yeah.
Keane, I don't know if Keane has had faux pas that are like, man's game kind of stuff, or like
no, he's
very over here.
It's funny, he's actually quite well spoken in the last few years. Like, he very rarely puts the wrong thing out.
If ever he's had issues, it's with like individual players that maybe he shouldn't call out. I mean, I remember the Harry Maguire one, really, the Harry Maguire impression. But
yeah,
people kind of on the side on that one, so I
it's not
got away with it. No, no one ever called for him to be sacked from Sky or sacked from any job because of what he said. It was more kind of what he did as a player or a manager. Allardyce, I mean, I guess the sting operation wasn't a faux pas. I guess it was, wasn't it? I mean,
it's a big faux pas, I'd say.
But yeah, I think that's not great. Mbappe has as well. Has he? Well, he just, I guess the whole running PSG was a bit of a weird, but he hasn't said anything that was, I mean, kind of like a slip of the tongue. Like,
he's more just unlikable rather than.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd love to see him cancelled, but not because of anything he did. So Jamie Vardy, Sam Allardyce, Graham Souness, Frank Lampard, Jose Mourinho, and
you haven't made a mistake yet. My guy is still there.
Okay, who do you have left?
So I've got Hazard, Pogba, Sturridge, Genius, Allardyce, Neymar.
Yeah, you got them all.
Okay, good.
All good.
All right. So, would this person coming into your team disrupt things? Would it cause trouble?
Yeah, I think they'd shake it up. They change things. I don't know if they cause trouble per se, but they wouldn't. They're not nicey. They wouldn't be making friends with everybody. They'd be doing it their way,
Yeah. Okay. So I'm getting rid of the people who wouldn't cause any
You
trouble.
wouldn't ruffle feathers, yeah.
I think Hazard, look, he might not give it his best effort, but I don't think he's causing any trouble, really. The fans might
you'd
not be
allow him.
happy. Sturridge, no trouble. Annoying, yes, but no trouble.
No trouble.
Pogba, he could be trouble.
Oh, he'd ruffle feathers, yeah.
Neymar, also trouble. And Allardyce definitely would shake things up.
Yeah.
So those, I'm down to 3.
I will ask a question now. This is my turn.
And I end my turn.
I end my turn with 3 players face down. Is this person a better player than manager?
Ooh. No, I would say.
They're not a better player than manager.
Oh, no, wait. Yes, sorry. They are a better player. Yes.
They are a better player than manager. Okay,
Yeah.
so that gets rid of Jose Mourinho, who didn't make it to the pros. Sam Allardyce as well, who didn't. He's much better manager, was a player. Much more successful. And Jamie Vardy isn't a manager yet, so that takes him out as well. So
good
I'm
question.
down to Frank Lampard, Roy Keane, and Graham Souness, who are undoubtedly better players than they were managers.
Yeah, you're definitely on the right track.
Am I still good?
You're still good. You're
Okay.
still on. So we're down to 3 each.
Yeah.
So this is the last question each, I'd say. And then,
Yeah. Oh, we guess now after this one, or we can have one more question then guess, right?
yeah, one more question, I guess. Okay, so, right, with these 3, what ties these 3 together? Pogba, Neymar, and Sam Allardyce.
In hindsight, we should have done like 5 rounds so that this game would go on for fucking ever. But here we are.
When it's edited down, it'll be like 2 minutes. There's a lot of women and on. Okay. Oh, I think I could potentially win here. Does this person care deeply about their haircut?
Fuck. No,
Yes.
they don't.
Yes, you've Sam Allardyce.
Yes, Sam Allardyce.
Come on,
All right,
what
well.
a question.
Well, to draw it then. To draw it.
Yeah, to draw it, yeah. Who is it? Lampard, Keane,
Lampard,
and Souness.
Souness, yeah. I'll guess it was. I want to guess it was Roy Keane.
Wrong, I win. It was Graham
No.
Souness all along.
Well, we don't know that for a fact, so you could be lying, and that's why you have the high ground.
No, I
for
said
that
it.
one.
I said it before the start of the game when you took your headphones.
Well, I didn't hear
out.
that. Shit. Old Grammy Souness. Yeah, well, there you go, folks. We'll never ever do that again. We promise. We're like Germany in this instance.
Yeah.
We're trying out new things.
Yeah, we scored too early. We should have left the Ireland game to last.
Well, look, we will be back this weekend for more coverage. Maybe cover the Ireland Switzerland game this weekend.
Yep.
We'll see. I think there's a few more international games coming up, but there's, like I said, there's been a lot more injuries for some of the bigger teams. So some of the supplementary games might even be that interesting. So, yeah, we might come back for a quick bulletin on the Ireland Switzerland game. Hopefully, it's not another 0-0. It'll be something to talk about. There'll be an announcement or something. So until then, enjoy what remains of your day.
No, honestly, that is nonsense. Nonsense. All nonsense.
It's embarrassing. It's a disgrace.
Yeah. I'm really disappointed about that question, but you thought obviously it's good.
I enjoy every day of it. We're giving our supporters some joy and some belief and some hope.
You know, there's no law. There's no one's gonna die.
Yeah, bin it, mate. Just bin the whole idea. Just forget about it.